Hi everyone, it's Kathy Maxon, Craft Creations by Kathy. Happy New Year, happy 2023. This will be the first video of the new year. I'm going to be making a winter wreath. I'm going to be using some yarn. I got this at Walmart. It is tawny brown. So it's just a variation, like a variegated. It's got dark browns, light browns, furry, different textures. I'm going to be putting one of these owls in it. Who knows, I may end up using both, but I wasn't sure which one. The brown, I kind of thought maybe might get lost in the dark brown yarn. It is a 12-inch wreath form. And then I have lots of greenery over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the wreath form with the yarn. I'm either going to wrap it or I'm going to every other one in and out of the bars. Haven't decided what I'm doing yet. And then I'm just going to use some of the greenery. I'm going to put like some greenery at the bottom, and then we're going to attach the owl somewhere near the bottom. And then it'll be for a wreath that we can use throughout the winter. You know, if you don't decorate for Valentine's Day or something like that, this is something you can leave up for spring. So let's get started. So again, this is a 12-inch wreath form. Tools you're going to need, right now I just have scissors and cutters. So not sure what else we're going to need, not sure if I'm going to use a glue gun. I do have it handy, and I do have zip ties. So I have black 4-inch zip ties because I figured the black might not show as bad with the yarn. Spit it out, right? So what we could do, if we did every other one, what I would do is kind of just loop it, go under over type of thing, and then it would give us this kind of a look. And I kind of thought I might like that because I thought it would give more of a texture look, as you know, the owl sitting in its tree base. You know, maybe this is a little cutout in the tree, and this is where it's sitting, and I kind of thought this would give it more of a textured look. Or let me see if I can undo this. If I wrapped it, you know, it's just gonna, you know, give it one smooth appearance. But you could do either way. So what I am gonna do though is I'm going to cut a bunch of this off, because obviously if I do the sliding it in and out, see, this is all furry. That's kind of cool. And that's the only bad thing, is you're not going to know where it's going to end up in your wreath when it's variegated like this. So I probably cut too much. What do I want to do? If I wrap, I mean, it will give it texture when I get to the different. Let's just wrap it, because that's probably going to be the easiest for everybody, and because I just cut off a chunk, I think that's just going to be easier to loop that in and around instead of trying to pull everything through the wreath form. So I'm just going to kind of start somewhere down here on a crossbar. So I'll stick my yarn through my zip tie, and that's probably what I could have used, was needle nose pliers, and then that way when I'm pulling it I can pull it tight. But so that's all we're gonna do, and then I'm just gonna start wrapping. So basically you're just gonna, and this kind of, the yarn kind of looks like it gets twisted, so you could always, you know, take your time, you know, make sure your yarn is, you know, nice and straight. So I'm just going to continue on wrapping, and I will show you, see, as you can see, it kind of twists. Just kind of straighten it out. I don't know which method would use more or less yarn. I only have one skein of this, so it will have to last me. So I will continue on wrapping, and I will be back. Okay, it came to the end. I actually did split my first batch of yarn because it got tangled up. So I did split. So I'm going to have the one tail, coming in. So I'm going to, but then I want this tail to be kind of wrapping the same direction. So when I add new, I'm just going to lay one going, one, so my wrap's going down, and then this new one, I'm going to put my tail up so it will start wrapping the same way. Tighten that up a little bit. This one that's going down, I kind of want to make sure that I have it tight. On my wraparound, and then you can cut some of the extra off. I just wanted to make sure. And I kind of guess I thought this yarn was going to change a lot more frequently, but it doesn't. So you can always like piece together more, or maybe if you want to add, you know, more texture, you can like say take this and wrap it in here in amongst the hairy stuff, just to give something more texture, because it's just kind of, I thought, like I said, I thought it was going to change more frequently, and it doesn't. So this was all the smooth yarn, this was the furry yarn, and now this is a textured yarn. And I don't know if you can see, you can kind of see the green crossbar right here. So what I plan on doing is sticking a little bit of glue, and then I will pull that one piece over so it will hide the green. But I'm just going to continue wrapping. Like I said, we could go back and we can kind of, you know, maybe put some fur in this area, you know, and maybe some of this braided, kind of looks a little braided. We can maybe put that inside the fur part just to give it a little more, not just here's fur, here's smooth, here's braided, just to kind of give it, you know, a little more texture all throughout. Or again, you can always just piece the different sections and start, you know, adding it sooner than where they are, and then that way you'll get more of a variety. So I'm going to keep wrapping. So there it is, all wrapped. Like I said, I don't really like the individual sections. I kind of thought it would be more variegated, and maybe what you could do is do smaller sections and maybe put, if you use this yarn, maybe do smaller pieces and maybe just do 2 yarns at the same time. So you're always like have the 2 yarns but have 2 different styles that's in this skein, and then just wrap them at the same time. And then that way that might be more of what I was looking for, because this is really not what I was looking for, because like I said, it's just each individual section. So I think what I may do is just leave this as my top, since that's what I have the most of, and then I will put the greenery and stuff down here. Again, I'm going to go and stick some glue, hot glue, on these things that poke up, and then just kind of pull the yarn up over them so it hides my green frame. So, like I said, so we have lots of different kinds of greenery here. I did have 2 of this flavor. So I was thinking if I crisscross them this way, and I don't know if I'm going to put a bow on this or not. I do have ribbon. I have a variety of ribbon. I have that ribbon. I have this that kind of looks a little like bark. I have this ribbon that will bring in the browns and the greens. And then I even have this ribbon. So I can see right away, I don't think I like this one. So, you know, these are kind of iffy on what I'm going to do. If I'm going to put a bow, I probably might put a smaller bow down here, because then that way I can just zip tie everything in the center here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to like glue some pieces in and hide my zip tie. I could do that as well. And I just wasn't sure if I put a bow, because then, you know, my little owl's going to sit here and it'll be looking like he's sitting on top of a bow. So that I'm not sure of yet either. But that's kind of the look kind of like that I was going for, but I kind of was hoping that I would have more just different textures in the yarn. So I have those. I have this guy aside. I just have a couple of these ones, you know, so it's got like a little snow on it. You know, I may have to put one of the snows on one side, one of the snows on the other side. I have 2 of these. You know, that is probably going to be too bulky. I do have some of this. It's got a little sparkle in it. You know, maybe I could put that as some texture. I do have some different pines. I do have this with some pine cones as well. So it just depends on, I don't really know. I do know I want these 2, and I kind of think I'm going to do these 2 crisscross. But I need to get a stronger pair of wire cutters so I can cut these. But I will zip tie them in. Okay, so like I said, we are going to use this as the top. And then I got these pines. I got 2 of these pines and then 1 of this. So I'm going to kind of intermingle this in here. I think I may zip tie this. And then I'm going to push it through the yarn and zip tie it to the wreath frame. Still didn't bring out. I did get a better pair of cutters. So I just kind of want that to stay there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an opening in the yarn so it comes out the other side. I kind of want to make sure that they get through the hole, the same hole. So I have that. Let's go back here. This I could probably use the black. I just need to get it around these stems and then under one of the bars. So I got it on the bar. Let me flip this in here. So that stays really good. Let's clip this. And I really do. Go get some pliers. Okay, went and grabbed me some pliers. So I need to then clear, I'm going to clear zip tie this to here. I think that looks pretty good. You can't really tell that I pulled it through the back. You just got to make sure when you pull it through the back that you make sure the wires, because the bottom branch has a really thick wire, so you want to make sure it's not where it's going to come out and scratch your customer's door. So now I'm going to put this the same way, but now I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to make sure, oh hey, that one worked really easy. I don't know, maybe do I want them, probably want it closer together though. So then I may not put a bow on it. But I want to be able to cover this junction that where they meet, where they come together. That one to lay down a little flatter. Here's these two here. I know there's a bar right here. So let's get it around the bar. Of course, you know I'm on the yarn that has the most potential to snag and stuff like that. Where's my bar? My bar's right there. And trying to keep it from snagging on that yarn, which everything is snagging on this yarn. Here. My dry hands keep snagging the yarn. Just want to make sure that I get it, like I said, I get it good and attached to the wreath frame. And we want to make sure, you know, I can always cover back here with, you know, a piece of felt or something. Okay, here's all this. Let's just trying to get this to intermingle, just to help it hold it down. Kind of make it look like it's growing in amongst each other. You can actually see my zip tie there. Clear zip tie. Because if we put our little owl in here, you know, there's the dark one, or here's the light one. Actually, almost like the dark, because I kind of think that you know, owls try to hide. So let's stick a little of this in. You know, maybe I could come down here and just kind of glue it in here. You know, that kind of will cover my base a little. I got the glue gun plugged in. So let me just, I don't have glue sticks with me, so hopefully I'll have enough glue. Hold that down a little bit. This was, I believe, Bloom Room Holiday Bushes. This may have come from Hobby Lobby or Joann's. I'm just pulling them off. You know, I can even, you know, stick that one in there. And then I can come in here and stick more. And I will just like glue it so it glues into the stick some glue right there. Kind of make it intermingle with itself. Get your glue strings out. Some shiny stuff in there. Like I said, I'm just trying to save myself from making a bow, maybe, because you don't see bows in the wild, right? So I'm gonna stick some hot glue on the bottom of that, and it should attach, you know, to the pine that's already there. And I am out of glue. Hold it for a little bit, let it sit up. You know, I can always, you know, I even have this pine cone. I can almost just cut off and stick like a pine cone down here as well. So let's get some more of these off. So I can put some on the other side so we're balanced out. Oh, this does say Joann. So this little holiday pick I got at Joann's probably last year, because I couldn't find too much greenery this year at the stores. Okay, got my glue stick. So let's glue on the back of that. Stick one up here. Like I said, it will catch on to this other greenery. So those should stay okay in that. Stick one in Again, just be careful when you're using a hot glue gun. And I got one more cut, so I'll stick it over here. So we got like 3 on each side, and then a couple in the middle. That glue got me on that one. Okay. So this is what I have. It looks cute. And then let's cut off. I guess we don't need the ornament hanger, so I'm just gonna cut it off. I got these owls. I think I bought like 4 of them like a while ago from a store that closed, that was local around here. It closed down quite a few years ago. It was called Packatans. Loved this store. If you had an AC Moore by you, that's exactly what it was like. So I'm going to get my owl like right in there. And I have some U-clips here. They're floral pins. But I think I'm going to cut these down a little bit so they're not so long. So I cut that down. Making sure I'm cutting into the garbage can so nobody gets stabbed. So I'd like to try to get this, because he's styrofoam on the bottom. So I almost would like to get him to sit here. And I was going to try to U-clip this up around this bottom bar. Again, we're using this, before I start trying to, okay, he's gonna go right about there, I think. That's center there. Is that center? Because it doesn't really have to be the center. You know, me being like everything symmetrical. So I'm just gonna get this U pin on either side of this one inside bar, and I'm going to get this other one over here. Okay, and then I think I just want to set him down on that. So let's put a little glue on this U-clip. That one, and where's this one? This one. Okay, put a little glue. Let's see if this is gonna work. Of course, my glue will probably be dry by the time I get this in here. Come on. Started. Let's see if I can get this one going. I feel like I have fat fingers or something. I don't know. Come on. I got my pliers down here. Why don't I use them? Huh? Trying to push the owl down. Oh, I think maybe it's sticking. I'm gonna have to play with that more, but I think he's stuck. Get this guy out of the way. I can see, and then he's gonna flop. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. Something better out. backwards. But that is the wreath we have. You can make a hanger out of the same yarn, but that's just our winter wreath, wrapped with yarn, some pine stems, and he's gonna be cute. Just a little owl. As you see, he flips back. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that in there better. I may have to put some glue in there. It may sit on the yarn with the glue, but there you have it. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel and you made it this far, I would love it if you would subscribe so you can see more how-to videos. And if you are already subscribed, thank you for your continued support. Thank you.